Greetings from Springfield, Missouri, and it is just after 8:34 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. And we're going to be doing some FM radio tuning this evening with the best tuner I've had as far as I know, which happens to be a phone tuner. It's a radio app that's built in to the phone and came with the Blue View 3. And the FM radio app does not require any internet service to run. So, yeah, this is no radio streaming app here. This one acts like the old Walkman style tuners did, which they use either the headphone cord or speaker cords as an antenna and pick up FM radio signals off the open air. That's what we're going to be using this evening. And it's this app right here. But before I open up the app, I just want to show you a little bit of how I'm going to get this tuning done. Again, this is the headphone cord coming off. I have a makeshift signal enhancement device that I'm using, which is a plastic chip clip that holds my wire in place. Yeah, I can just take it right off here and you can take a look. I just have the headphone cord wrapped around a piece of metal that's about 2 feet long. You can see here, I'm trying to demonstrate it a little bit. Yeah, just a 2 foot piece of metal which helps enhance the signal and also gives me more mobility. I can do more searching around for signals. And let me show you how I have the headphone situation worked out. These are the actual headphones that are at the end of this cord. Well, one of the headphones anyway. I'll be wearing that on one of my ears so I can hear what's going on. And the other part of this headphone set has been separated off and has been taped to my other Blue View 3, which I'm recording this with. So yes, the other of the set of headphones is taped up against the microphone, allowing the FM radio to come through, and also I'm able to talk over it some. So that's pretty much it. Very simple model of operation here. I'm going to put the headset back on, and then I'm going to take the clip chip, not entirely plastic because there is a magnet on it, but in experimenting with small magnets, they have not affected radio signal one iota. Pardon my Greek. But let me reclip this so it's fairly secured, so I have more liberty to move it around. See what I can come up with. So there it is, clipped in place. I move it around. I can do all kinds of fun stuff with it too. I have a tomato cage over here, and I can tangle into different parts of it. And if I don't get it stuck on it, I can tangle into different parts of it and find I can get better or worse signal that way. I also have an aluminum door that isn't too far out of range that I can touch the end of this piece of metal to. They can change what I'm picking up. Also, there's this corner over here, which is good for specific areas. And when I just put it down on the floor, sometimes I can get things to come in that wouldn't come in any other position. So just a 2-foot piece of metal and opens up a world of possibilities. Anyway, enough about all of that. Let's see what we can come up with on a December 5th evening. And it's pretty cool out there. I mean, it's around an average temperature evening. We're falling through the upper 30s right now. It's supposed to get down into the mid 20s. So below average as a bottom out, but this time of night, we typically are in the upper 30s. And this is also a typical air mass for early December, so these are pretty well typical FM radio conditions as far as I know. I shouldn't expect anything particularly surprising. Let's go to the FM radio app. We're turning it on. Or the times in my office when the students come in and sit me on. And we are on 90.7 FM to begin. One of the things I get asked all the time. And this most likely is 90.7 K-Love from the Joplin area. And you'll see the tuner ID shows K-Love, but with this particular, I'll turn it off for a second to explain here, with this particular tuner, just because it shows an ID on there does not necessarily mean that ID is happening live. It just so happens that when it does pick up a tuner ID, that tuner ID will remain until it gets erased by something else. And 90.7 K-Love from the Joplin area is not coming in well enough for me to receive an ID tonight. So when it says K-Love, this is from about a week ago when it was coming in well enough to actually ID with the tuner. But I'll demonstrate a little bit more about how the tuner ID works. As a matter of fact, I'll do that right now. You'll be able to see it ID live, and then I'll show you an ID that was older besides this K-Love one here. Yeah, like KTTS 94.7 from here in Springfield, Missouri. That one will send, I will be able to pick up an updated tuner ID right away on it.
Kit, absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333.
Having a little trouble with the camera focusing.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited.
Yeah, I think I was able to get it focused well enough. Yeah, that would be a live tuner ID. A tuner ID that is an old one that's just been there for a long time. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, on 106.9. This Y107 Waves by Glass Animals one has actually been on there since either June or July. And I've even picked up Y107 fairly well. I thought it would be able to ride over it, but it has not. The tuner, it takes a really strong signal in order to get a tuner ID with the FM radio app that came with the Blue View 3. Well, what is this that I have on 106.9? This, at first I thought I might have a more distant signal, but I have a feeling the semisonic closing time is probably 106.7 The River, Overbleed. Let me hit seek and confirm that. Yes, that would be The River.
106.7 The River. Have fun at work. Dance like your boss isn't watching.
You can see it got the tuner ID with the Semisonic. Now let's stick around for the tuner ID for this song coming up here. There it is. We got Beat It, Michael Jackson. So you can see with a fairly strong signal, such as what would be coming from nearby Mount Vernon, Missouri on KIVR 106.7 The River, we can get a fairly quick tuner ID. But now let's go to 99.7. There's a partial ID that has been on there for quite a while. It just says Ponch, and I believe that that is the morning show for 99.7 The Point from Kansas City. And it was only a partial tuner ID, and that will remain on there until it gets overwritten by something. Most likely another ID from 99.7 The Point. But anyway, just an explanation of what's going on with the tuner ID. Let's see what this is we have on 99.7. And we'll get into some heavier radio tuning now. I'm going to turn off the light for cooler effect too. Ooh. But what is this we have?
It's got to be clean. It's got to be tie-free and gentle.
Meet Cheryl. Hey, she's on vacation and lost in the moment.
You'll see I'm going to try to move the antenna around. See if I can get a better signal. Oh, I found country, which means I most likely do have 99.7 The Point, Kansas City down here.
One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/chase. More what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select multiple assets. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a number of the Lights qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of pay,
Let's try to stick around for the ID. Well, I'm not sure how well it was heard, but I was able to barely hear that it was 99.7 The Point, 90s to now. Now let's zone in on that country one. Oh! I wound up finding a better place for The Point. Wish I'd have found that spot a little bit earlier. Well, I'm still trying to find the country one, which is most likely 99.7 The Bull from Neosho, which is only about 60 miles out. There we go. That is most likely Neosho we have here. There we go. Barely caught the ID off of that one. There, we got the bull coming in better now. Yeah, that is 99.7 The Bull from Neosho. And then let's see if we can find 99.7 The Point one more time before we go. Yep, you can barely hear it. Or I can, anyway. Let's see what else we can come up with. How about 96.1? It's another frequency that doesn't have a lot right here in the Springfield area. Well, it doesn't have any stations right here in the Springfield area. See what's on there. Sounds like Christmas music. See if I can find the center of the dead center of the signal here. Over here around the tomato cage. Ooh, tomato cage helped bring it in. Not all the way, but it helped. Okay, yeah, that would be KCWD Cool 96.1 from Harrison, Arkansas. And it's like someone might be like, well, ooh, geez, Harrison, Arkansas, that's not that far. It's true, it's not terribly far, but this particular station is only cranks out about 8,000 watts. So not nearly full power. Full power here in the US, or what I consider full power, is 100,000 watts. We have a few of those big guys right here in Springfield, cranking out 100,000 watts. The KCWD Harrison, only 8,000 watts. Oh, I got it a little better now. And Aerosmith, Sweet Emotion. Will always like this one. Especially after it got digitally remastered. You can really hear those maracas come through. On a better signal, anyway. But anyway, wait, I want to go back to 96.1 one more time to show you. Yeah, the tuner ID still says David, Carol of the Bells, David Foster, Kalov. It happens to be that there's a 96.1 Kalov from Clinton, Missouri, which is about 3/4 of the way to Kansas City. And that's actually what I was expecting to find on here. KCWD Harrison's weak enough that usually 96.1 Kalov from Clinton, Missouri will have a better chance coming in here. Because even though it's further away, it's full power. Let me see if I can find Caleb before I go. Do love this song. Nope, but I did find the most optimum for Cool 96.1. Okay, let's go on. Let's try right next to it, 95.9. Okay, this is most likely Spirit FM from Mansfield, which has a little bit stronger signal than KCWD Harrison, but not much. This one has about 11,000 watts, and being about 44 miles east of Springfield, this is a pretty good capture, and I can move it around and I can probably get a solid signal. Yeah, there we go. 95.9 Spirit FM, Mansfield, Missouri. They do religious programming. I'm not sure what denomination, but they're a fairly steady presence here in the north and northeast side of Springfield. If you've got a decent tuner. Okay, let's go to 93.9. The tail end of Roxette, Must Have Been Love. And that's KJMK from the Joplin area. Coming in quite... Oh, there we go. There we go. This song actually brings back lots of good memories. Me and one of my friends who had come down from Omaha, Nebraska, we both claimed that we would bash the ball a lot further when playing baseball in the backyard when this song was on. Really, I think we just weren't wanting to admit how much we liked it, and so that was how it manifested. Is, yeah, this helps me really bash the ball for some reason. Let's see if we can get an audio ID from KJMK Classic Hits 93.9.
Hits 93.9, where we're talking about the worst.
It's Beat It again.
And Pat said, were
You can
hard
see.
candies? No, Pat, you kidding me? We're gonna have to agree to disagree.
There it is, and we got a true ID from KJMK to Joplin, overriding the 106.7 The River one, which was also showing Beat It on here, because I think it was trying to match it somehow. Infantile AI. But anyway, let's see what else we can come up with. Oops, the chip clip popped off. Let's see if we can get that chip clip back on there. But yeah, decent signal for a Joplin area station in one little spot. And also, I do recommend the Weird Al version of this. Well, having a few minor technical difficulties here. Okay, light going back off. Let's see what else we can come up with here. Yeah, let's try K-Love again, 90.7. Another Joplin area one. Yeah, there's 90.7 K-Love. Then we've also got another 90.7 in the area, also playing religious programming. But instead of contemporary Christian like K-Love is, there's a big across, I think, the whole country network of contemporary Christian stations under that K-Love umbrella. But the other 90.7 around here is gospel and comes out of Lebanon, and has the call letters KTTK. Usually it's around on 90.7. Can't find it. I want to fish around a little more. Can hear a little bit of it. I can barely hear part of KTTK, but It's not coming in so hot tonight. That's okay, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Oh, here's an interesting one. 89.9. KRPS. That's Radio Pittsburgh State from Pittsburgh State University in Pittsburgh, Kansas. I can usually find a spot where it comes in perfectly, or nearabouts. We're at 9 o'clock, it's programming change. Sometimes they do, like they'll do orchestral music at night. Sometimes they do the World Cafe. It's like a European music program. Yeah, we have the errant ID of Michael Jackson's Beat It. But we also have the KRPS way on the left. Given enough time, the tuner ID would pick up that whole KRPS ID, but tonight I don't think it's coming in well enough to overwrite the errant ID. Let's see what else we can come up with here. Let's check out another local one. K-Drew, 98.1, from right here in Springfield, from Drury University. It's a really cool station. And it comes in very well here in this part of town.
Maybe it's my fault, cause I fought too fast and I feel too much. Oh, it's not so bad. I'd rather love than take a pass. It's green enough on my side.
Trying to wait for the old ID to kick in.
You'll always be part of my past. Maybe one day you'll find your way. We'll find out what you got. You were blessed, all the fame and the sex. I just wanna connect, but you wanted to flex. Cause you're all the same. I don't mind the pain. I just wanna love from
Well, the old tuner ID is having a little trouble. But one way to get the tuner ID out of its funk is put it on a very strong local station. A quick overwrite from KTTS.
Getting over you drunk is the only thing about us lasting forever. Spirits and demons won't bring no healing.
How about 103.9? That's an interesting one here. Not much tonight. My guess is that light talking is most likely well, I was going to say most likely Kicks 104 from Northwest Arkansas, which you can see the old tuner ID from. This one I think is a very low power local translator of most likely either bot radio or our very own KWND 88.3 The Wind being broadcast. See if we can get an ID off of this one.
make sure we can start 2024 strongly and see all the things that God will do as we move ahead. By God's grace, friends like you who have benefited from Grace to You often reach out to us in December with a special year-end donation. That makes a huge difference.
Trying to find any better signal of it.
Important time for us, and if it's on your heart to do that,
Looks like they're doing a fundraising venture here.
thank you for prayerfully considering how you might support Grace to You financially, and just know that we take that stewardship of your gift very seriously. Ultimately, your gift will go right through us to bless other believers and even non-believers with the gospel across North America and far beyond around the world. So thank you for your desire to strengthen families and individuals and churches with biblical truth. Thank you for being a partner with me and Grace to You in the meeting of needs. And now let's get back to some other of Heaven's heroes and take a look at a faithful man named Epaphroditus. Stay with us.
That's right, friend. There's a lot you probably don't know about Epaphroditus, but you'll be encouraged as you examine the heroic life of this common man. So with the lesson now, here again is John MacArthur.
Let's open our Bibles for our time in God's
Well,
Word in Philippians chapter
I'm
2.
not going to be able to get an ID off of it just now, but I may return to see if we can pick up an ID because I have not gotten a low power station on 103.9. Usually the higher power stations that are further out do not allow this to happen, so this is quite interesting. But let's try 104.3. It's another interesting one around here. No local stations on it. But not much trying to come in on it either. You know, the R&B is most likely 104.3, the rewind from Joplin, which is to KCAR FM. That's a relatively low power station. But I can say for sure that tonight is like, this would be what I would consider like condition normal. This is what I would expect when there's not much going on the radio, hardly at all. Definitely nothing unusual, and nothing is coming in particularly well. Good old Nelly Furtado. Let's see if we can get an ID off 104.3 The Rewind in the Joplin area. It's really weak. They were right. I already knew it was 104.3 The Rewind. And I believe this is O-Town. Alright, I'm not sure. I'll go back and fix it if I'm wrong on that. And I'm certainly not going to get a tuner ID from this one. Let me try to fish around and see if KBEQ Kansas City Q104 is even at all trying to come in. Or KCBN Marshall, Arkansas ESPN Radio. Sometimes all three are vying for control on this frequency. Oh yeah, I can hear the country. KBEQ Kansas City. Powering up through over the muck. See if we can hold in for an ID. Yeah, Q104, I get it a lot now, but I did not get it a lot until I got this tuner, this style of tuner. I couldn't even get it in the car usually, because we have a station right next to it, 104.3. We have a local station at 104.1 KSGF.
Q104. So Luke Combs and his wife Nicole didn't put up a Christmas tree this year, and
There
they're
it
not
is.
planning to.
Q104
Because their
Kansas
son
City,
Jack is in a
KBEQ.
climbing stage. They must be afraid that he's actually going to climb the Christmas tree, so they put a felt tree that's stuck on the wall instead that he could just decorate. And they do have stockings hung on a deer head. Things are crazy at the Combs house. Here's where the wild things are on Q.
My big brother rode an Indian scout. He was black like his jacket.
Pretty good steady signal. I wasn't expecting that after I came to 104.3 and at first heard nothing. Let me try another Kansas City one. 106.5, The Wolf, WDAF. Maybe it'll be there.
Denise has been playing jazz for 40 years. Last concert, one of the musicians fell sick with RSV. Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a highly contagious virus that can lead to breathing problems. This time, she's choosing to help protect herself with Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo. Abrysvo is a vaccine for the prevention of lower respiratory tract disease caused by respiratory
I'd
syncytial
say this
virus,
is likely
in adults 60 years of age
Kansas
and older.
City.
Abrysvo is not for everyone, and will
106.5
not
The
protect
Wolf.
all who receive the vaccine. Don't get Abrysvo if you've had a severe allergic reaction to its ingredients. People with a weakened immune system may have a decreased response to Abrysvo. The most common side effects are tiredness, headache, pain at the injection site, and muscle pain. Ask your pharmacist or doctor about Pfizer's RSV vaccine, Abrysvo, respiratory syncytial virus vaccine. For full prescribing information, please call 1-844-989-7284 or visit abrysvo.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
I got the best gift ever. Omaha Steaks. Hey, it's Shotgun Jackson for Omaha Steaks. Let Omaha Steaks take the guesswork out of your gifting. Go to Omaha Steaks.
And no, we don't have Omaha. That I know.
Plus, use the promo code Jackson, Jaxon at checkout and get an additional $30 off your order. Send tender, juicy butcher's cut filet mignons, mouth-watering burgers, gourmet jumbo franks, or even easy-to-prepare meals that are ready in a flash. Omaha Steaks is ready to ship your order.
But yeah, long ago, this station used to be called Smooth Jazz 106.5 The City. Then it was the new X106 playing pop, and then finally it rolled to country many years ago as The Wolf.
Take advantage of 50% off site-wide. Plus, use my promo code Jackson, Jaxon at checkout to get that extra $30 off your order. Minimum order may be required.
With tens of thousands of satisfied patients across America, it's no surprise QC Kinetics gets 5-star reviews. I'm feeling on top of the world because of QC Kinetics.
I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do.
But anyway, the other station that sometimes pops up on 106.5 is KBVA, standing for Bella Vista, Arkansas, playing classic hits. But based on the type of commercials being played here, I would say this is 106.5 The Wolf. WDAF. It's interesting, a radio station starting with a W west of the Mississippi River, but it does happen, just not very often. Yep, there's the 816 number. We have Kansas City here.
816-412-6299.
We'll hold for the ID and then we'll see if we can find KBVA here on 106.5 as well. Uh-oh. The accidental tuning with the antenna cord. With the headphone cord, it happens. Accidentally timed the screen out. That's okay though, we still have the signal. I don't want to move around too much. Else I'll lose this weak signal. I'll get the interface, I'll get the display back up after we get the ID here.
Appointments go fast. Book yours now at jacksonhewitt.com. Early refund advance offer to eligible clients. Application required. Finance charge applies. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Kansas City's best country. Presented by Underlaw Injury Lawyers. Visit getgem.com. This is 106.5. The Wolf.
There we go, there's the wolf. And here in Springfield we have our own wolf. Let's go to our own wolf before I come back and try to get KBVA. Yeah, 106.5 the wolf coming in well now. It's a good signal for a Kansas City station here. Let's go to 100.5 for KSWF, our wolf. Totally different wolf. That is one good signal on 106.5. Okay, go to 100.5 now. There's Springfield's wolf. 100.5 KSWF Springfield. So I can get two wolves this evening. The other one's not going to have any tuner ID. Isn't coming in well enough. I have gotten a tuner ID off of them before. But without further ado, let me try to get KBVA. Usually the antenna has to move over here for KBVA. Over here on the floor. Yeah, I think I got part of it. Just not very well. Yeah, the one playing Have You Heard About the Lonesome Loser Beaten by the Queen of Hearts Every Time? That would be KBVA, Bella Vista, Arkansas. We've got them both tonight. I actually really like that song. Reminds me of when I still lived in Nebraska. It's funny how perceptions change. Like, I actually thought this was a hard rock song at one time. It was just like, there was just something about being 8 years old, I guess. Yeah, I don't think I can get the... Well, I'll try to hold on for the ID from this here. too. Coming in a little better now. Come on, KBVA, let's hear your ID. There we go. So yeah, we got them both on 106.5. We got 2 on 99.7. We got 2 on 104.3. Can move back over here and still hear the wolf. Wow, the wolf's coming in even better. I'm actually really lucky that I got KBVA with the wolf coming in this well now. I might even get part of a tuner ID here. That would be badass can be if I can get it. I don't think I'm going to get it though. Okay. Yeah, there it is with the Percy Sledge. When a Man Loves a Woman on KBVA. Let's try 98.9. The Rock. Yeah. KQRC, Leavenworth, Kansas City. Coming in.
There's a new Oaks in town. Welcome to the all-new Oaks Buick GMC. You could be driving with Oaks. You could be driving with Oaks.
Let me fine tune and see if I can find the best position. Yeah, this is definitely Kansas City.
Your next Buick or GMC? Kansas City. At the all-new Oaks Buick GMC, there are no hidden fees or markup. You get the best deal up front. The price you see is the price you get. It's what we call frictionless car buying. And when you buy from the new Oaks Buick GMC, you get the Oaks Advantage.
There we
That's a
go.
lifetime warranty, free scheduled maintenance, roadside assistance, and much more. Make no payments till 2024. And choose from
It's a good signal for 98.9 The Rock.
GMC trucks available. And get your best deal up front.
I'm Alexandra Keebler for the Salvation Army. We strive to be all things to all people, but we try to meet them where they are in their time of need. It could be something they need as a child, a gift at Christmas, a backpack, assistance with shelter.
And again, the station is called The Rock, and the digital ID has only come up with the.
Assistance, and during the winter, Evergy employees take time out of their day to ring at Red Kettle stands. Evergy, moving energy and our communities forward.
At LASIK Plus, each one of our patients is unique, so we customize their journey to them.
I have a million questions about LASIK and a busy schedule.
All good. We offer free virtual consultations for just that reason.
I can't stand my contacts, but to be honest, I'm a little nervous.
Oop. I was trying to refresh the screen and accidentally moved it off 98.9. Come on.
LASIK Plus has
There we go.
solutions to get you where you need to be. From our free consultations to our patient app to our amazing staff and doctors, LASIK Plus is making your journey towards 20/20 vision all about you.
I kind of have to be a bit of a contortionist to get the best signal for this one tonight. That's how it is with antennas sometimes.
20% off LASIK in December. That can be over $900 off when treating both
Let's
eyes.
see, 9:24 p.m. Central Standard Time.
feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer sweeper makes it easy.
Yeah, quite a few commercials here.
Have ultra thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone. All thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper Heavy Duty Dry Cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
The holidays are coming faster than you can say jingle all the way. How do you afford all the things your family needs? With help from your friends at Americash Loans. Get an installment loan.
Yeah, I have not gotten the 98.9 The Rock very many times here in Springfield, Missouri. The first time I did was actually an ice storm in late 2006 when our very own 98.7 was off the air. Yeah, our very own 98.7, which is now the Dove, was off the air due to ice, and 98.9 came in well, and also our very own 101.3, which was KTXR at the time, went off the air, and we were able to get 101.1 the Foxwell, or I was.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable Scent Beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to
But
your
yeah,
nose.
2 of our local stations went off the air back in late 06, and those were the first times I had gotten those down here. The Kansas City ones down here. But now that I have this tuner,
Coming up, Pearl Jam and Buck Cherry. Right now, Mike Shinoda, his new single Already Over is here on the Rock.
there it is, 98.9 The Rock. But yeah, with this tuner, I can get Kansas City ones much more easily, even with a local station right by it. That's coming in pretty well. KQRC, Leavenworth, Kansas City. But all I have to do is hit seek, and I've got my local 98.7, the Dove, KTXR, which is very strong. Yeah. The Clash, Rock the Casbah. Yeah, before I got this tuner, it was almost always forget about it, trying to pick up stations even from Kansas City. Which, I mean, Kansas City isn't terribly far, but it's tough for those stations to squeeze in right next to the local ones like this. Let's get an audio ID from the Dove if we can.
I know like every word to that song. Oh my god.
It's infectious.
It's just so catchy.
All of your light rock favorites live here. Listen for free online at 987thedove.com.
It's the Phil Collins version of You Can't Hurry Love. Let's go back to 98.9. Just to demonstrate again it coming in with this local station right next to it. It's a little tougher now. Rock faded out a little, man. But now let's try another thing. Let's try 101.1 The Fox from Kansas City. Another Kansas City one. It's the most reliable Kansas City one in my experience with this tuner at this particular residence. So I should be able to get it. Oops. We got Garth Brooks, Friend in Low Places on 101.3 Real Country from right here in Springfield. But we're going right next to it for 101 The Fox, Harrisonville, Kansas City.
Is the suite. It's called Ballroom Blitz. just in case you had that senior moment. It does happen from
Thank
time to
you.
time. Don't you worry about it, man.
Because I did
It
not
will go
know
away.
it was by Sweet.
101 The Fox, Chuck Nasty going strong. Woo! Hold on a second. Do not answer the front door. I think it's the police. Do not answer the front door.
Knows every move that a man could make. She knows
There comes the quick
trick
ID.
in the book.
It was starting to ID as Chuck Nasty, which is apparently the DJ who's on 101 The Fox in Kansas City.
So many times she's been taken a fool.
Anyway, just want to... Oh yeah, this is a good old song. Not this time. There it is. There it is. Joy FM Bolivar at only 250 watts, making it down here to Springfield on top of a pretty strong signal, steady signal that comes out of Harrison, Arkansas at 100,000 watts. So yeah, roughly 70 miles away to the south, 100,000 watts, 31 miles to the north at 250 watts. And Harrison typically has the advantage in that situation, but I can almost always find the 250 watt Bolivar one. Oftentimes it's coming in a little bit better than that too. But well, let's get the ID from Harrison. May as well get the ID off of KHBZ Harrison. We've got the tuner ID.
Working that night shift, baby. Taste of country nights. Listen to this one. Brand new
Okay,
country.
syndicated
Garth Brooks
programming.
featuring Ronnie Dunn. It's Rodeo Man.
So we won't get an ID off of for KHBZ directly oftentimes when they're doing a syndicated show, but oh yeah, and 107.9. That's one I very much like to go to. It's fun.
Right now during our year-end match. It's a great
You
time
got a
to
low
partner
power
with us.
station out of
Between now and
Bolivar
December
on
31st,
here,
every gift we receive will be doubled dollar for dollar. You can give
which
today
is
by
a
going to livingontheedge.org
which is a
or by calling
Christian broadcasting
888-333-6003.
station.
Guinness chip to
Was a testimony for people could believe. Who do I know?
Yeah, there's a low power one from Republican. And the country one is most likely 107.9 The Coyote.
What would my kids say? What would my roommates say? What would my
From
husband or wife say?
Lebanon,
And then I
Missouri.
sit quietly.
We'll see if we can get an ID off the Coyote, and then I think that'll be it for the night.
Renegade Radio. Yeah, we rock too. 1079 The Coyote.
There it is, the Coyote.
He says, I would ask him, so, in your time on Earth, what was your greatest
Getting
disappointment?
past,
What was your greatest joy?
I can't remember the call
What's his
letters
greatest
for the
disappointment? What did he say? He came to his
140
own, and
watt
those who were his own rejected him.
or 100
His greatest
watt
joy had to be, but as many as received him, he gave the right to become
Christian radio
children of
station
God.
out of
And they got
Republic.
related to him, and they turned from their sin, and they loved him. And
And I just think to myself, wow.
And we'll end on KSYN Joplin. And Justin Bieber. I certainly hope this was on one of the Casper soundtracks. Anyway, that's going to be it. This is Boris Stasnowa signing off. And happy tuning for anyone who is into it.